What's up, guys? The Lazy Goldmaker here. Today I'm going to talk about something I had a big problem with in my 30 days to a token challenge. So when material prices are swinging wildly, which they kind of are on Mr. Pandaria, then you need to find a way to price them correctly so that you know if you're making a profit or not. So obviously, when you're crafting anything, you need to know that the profit numbers here in TradeSkillMaster are correct. Otherwise, you don't know if you're going to make a profit or you're going to lose gold when you craft. Now, by default, TradeSkillMaster uses something called the market value, which you can see on the tooltip of any item as the market value. It's in the game. It's called, or in TradeSkillMaster, it's called DB Market. So this is the default material craft cost method under settings here, and it will mostly be this, or it will be the crafting cost of that item if it's an item that you can craft, or it will be the vendor price if it will can be bought from the vendor. Now, usually market value is based on a price over the last 14 days, and it's usually pretty stable, but it hasn't been at all for the herbs, for instance, in Mr. Pandaria. And you can see here, once you hover over the item, you can see next to the market value, there's a percentage number, and we can see that the market value here has gone up by 86%, which is a massive swing. In market value, we can see the market value is 3 gold, 70 silver. I don't know what the price is right now, but we can check. Right now it's 2 gold, so this is available for a lot less than the market value. So obviously, this would be to our advantage. If we bought this, we would obviously still be making a profit even with the default price. But this is something you really need to check and be on top of. So when prices are changing so much that the market value is changing, so when I was doing the 30 days to a token challenge, material prices were changing by as much as 1 to 2 gold on something that's worth, like, at the top end. We can see here for Fool's Cap, I bought the most expensive ones at 2 gold, 51 silver, and then I bought the cheapest ones at 1 gold, 69 silver. And it's even higher. The price changes was even higher for some of the others, like Silkweed. Was varying from 1 gold to 2 gold, so the price was doubling. This obviously has a massive effect on the profit per potion, and something you need to know what your actual costs are. Now, one thing you can use is your average purchase price. TradeSkillMaster has that available. So for instance, for Silkweed, that would be 1 gold, 35 silver. Now, if you're looking at the price right now, you can see the very obvious issue with that. Currently, the price is 2 gold. So if I use my average price to calculate whether or not it's profitable to craft potions with Silkweed, but I actually can't buy any at that price, then I'd be making a loss, or I at least wouldn't be making the profit that the TradeSkillMaster was telling me. So I generally don't like using average buy, but it is a possibility, and some people do use it. There's also something called smart average buy, which instead of taking the average of all the items you've bought, it takes the average of the last whatever, where the number is how many you have in your inventory. So if you have 100 in your inventory, it will take the average price of the last of 100 you bought for that item. This is a little bit better, at least for what the materials you have, but it doesn't help you figure out if you should buy the ones on the auction house, unless it is the same price as your smart average buy price, which it very, very rarely will. So what I've been doing is I've been changing and hard coding the prices for the herbs. So where you can go and change material prices is if you open the crafting window. You can do it by typing /tsm crafting, or just open any profession window. Go to reports and materials. Here you can see all of your material prices, the ones that TradeSkillMaster are using right now, and then you can search up any item here. So we can search up Silkweed, for instance, and then we see the material cost here. And if you click on it, you can change it. So right now I have set this to 1 gold and 40 silver. That was what I used for the last crafting batch I did. We can reset it to default, and we get the string. Now we can see that the market value is 2 gold, 35 silver right now. But when I was checking the auction house, there was some available at 2 gold. But I don't know how much was available at 2 gold. There was some, but not a whole lot. We could get 800 at 2 gold, and then 217, but there's a lot available for less than than to 35, but not that much. It's 4,000, and then the price goes up to 3 gold. And you can sell this amount of potions in 2 weeks, 1 week maybe, if you're someone who spends a lot of time where you can be online during the best selling hours. I generally can't. So here I'd probably, if I was crafting right now, I would probably set my gold price to 2 gold 20 silver for silkweed. Then I would be able to buy literally thousands, and that would be enough. And then I would also have to change the green tea leaf price, because that's the other one that's used. So we can see green tea leaf. I have this at 1 gold 30. If we open here, we can see that there's a ton available at 1 gold 63 silver. So we just change this part to like 63 silver. Now we can check the potion that is using the silkweed, which is the Jade Serpent. Currently it's selling for 4 gold 42 silver. The crafting cost is 3 gold 83 silver, and I also get 1 or 20% extra from Potion Mastery. So right now this is very profitable, and I should definitely go craft these. Then you can do the same for the other materials. It's just 2 more. For potions there aren't that many materials, which makes this really easy to do. That's how I could make sure I always had the correct, or at least the correct cost. Like, this is what it cost me to craft the latest batch. And then I would need to update this every time I was doing a new crafting batch. I would need to update it to make sure that I was always selling at the right price. And even if the price moves against you, you should generally change your material prices down so that you sell your stuff. I mean, it's better to sell at break even or even a slight loss than to just sit on items forever. If you bought materials too expensive, then you did, and that's gonna cost you, and there's no real way out of that. You're still better off selling the items you have in your inventory for the best price you can. So I wanted to talk through one example as well of where this was important for decision making. So for potions, prices are generally highest on Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday on EU. Wednesday is the reset day. Sunday is the biggest raid day. So that was when they were most expensive. So if we have a scenario where I'm sitting on a Saturday, I'm trying to figure out if I should craft a little bit of potions just to have for Sunday, or if I should craft a ton of potions and start selling them right now and then keep selling them and keep reposting heavily on Sunday, I would need to look at the prices. Now, if this is a Saturday and I'm finding the prices that I do on the Potion of Jade Serpent, where I'm making 1 gold 21 silver per potion just crafting and selling right now over a less than 4 gold crafting cost, then I would be going crazy on the auction house. I would be buying probably at least 1,500 of each herb and crafting it all and starting to post it now and just keep posting on Sunday as much as possible. Because if it's profitable today on a Saturday, even if prices are high, even if the silkweed price was just higher than normal, then I would be buying and crafting, because if it's profitable on a Saturday, it's usually going to be very profitable on Sunday with the same material prices. That's how it's been. Now, if it was the other way around, that material prices were a little bit higher than normal and the potion prices were showing a red number here, so it would be like slightly unprofitable, or even just like very close to break even, or like 5% profit, then I'd be a lot more hesitant to craft a lot. Now, I'd probably want to craft some because Sunday prices and Sunday sales are so big, but only something I'm comfortable taking a slight loss on if the auction house doesn't run out. So at that point, maybe I would craft like a couple of hundred, 2, 3, 4, 500, depending on your risk tolerance, and not go heavy, because ultimately you might be holding the bag on some potions that you take a loss on. But that's fine. There's more days, there's more weeks to make gold, so you're not gonna be poor forever, even if you do take a slight loss. But that's how you can think about this. You need to think about, like, what is the price right now of the item I'm trying to sell? Is that price going to change in the next couple of days, so that even if it's not profitable right now, it could make sense to buy materials and craft? So if it's not profitable right now, and if it's something that isn't going to change significantly in price with something like a weekly raid reset, then I would just wait. Don't craft it. So for instance, if I'm looking at some blacksmithing catch-up gear, if I'm looking at contender gear, for instance, and one of these items is showing like no profit or is showing a loss, then I'm just like, I'm not going to craft that. Prices might change at some point, but I'll just craft when it changes. There's no point in having bracers that I'm not going to post on the auction house. They would just fill up my inventory for no real reason. But if you think that the price is going to change and the material price is going to change, which is something that happens with herbs, that they vary a lot up and down, then figuring out and taking advantage of situations where you are going to have a significant expected profit on material prices is important. And then this is how you do it. You put in the whatever price you can currently buy a reasonable quantity of as the hard-coded gold price. And then you take a look at the profit numbers and see if you're going to make gold or not. So yeah, hopefully this was interesting for some of you. Let me know if you want me to do more videos about this, about a little bit more in-depth and specific techniques in Tradeskill Master. This was absolutely key for me to making good decisions about when to craft a lot of potions, because I did sell like 15,000 potions to get to a token in 2 weeks on mists. So this is very, very useful. Thanks for watching.